patrol.
Howdy everybody and welcome to Mahtomedi High, home to the Zephyrs. Tonight the Pioneers from Hill Murray are in town to take on your Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Alongside John Miller, I'm Jeb Brand, glad to have you with us.
Yeah, it should be a good game tonight. It's the start of the fall season. Let's get to it.
Yeah, it should be a good one at that, John. We've got the Zephyrs here and the Pioneers. We take a look at the Metro East standings as to where both teams play out of, and Hill Murray off to a good start, sitting across the top at 2-0.
Yeah, Hill Murray, as you just said, they're 2-0, 9-2 overall. They played a couple tournaments, so they've played a lot more games than Mahtomedi. This is Mahtomedi's first conference game, but you can see there they have a record of 1-1 overall this year, so they're off to a little sluggish start, but I'm sure once they get Kendra Hanson really going, this team's going to be on point.
Absolutely. We take a look at some of those featured players to keep an eye on in tonight's matchup. For the Pioneers, they rely heavily on their outside hitter, the senior, number 10, Claire Westby.
Yeah, Claire Westby starting off the year really good. She's averaging 8.5 kills per game and an average of 11 digs, so expect her to show up tonight.
And on the other side, you talked about it, the young junior, now a upperclassman, and Kendra Hanson, the 6'1 junior, is an elusive force when it comes to kills for the Zephyr crowd.
Yeah, we were talking about Kendra Hanson. She's been playing since varsity volleyball since 8th or 9th grade, and she has 30 kills on the year in 2 games, so she's averaging 15 kills per game, and I expect her to get that many amount tonight. She's absolutely outstanding and uses that huge size that she has, as well as she's got a heck of a spike, Jeb.
Should be a good one tonight as both players bring a lot to their respective teams. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Pioneers. As you can see, next week they'll be over to Bloomington, Kennedy. And we're gonna tune in now to our national anthem here. Again, we take a look at the Pioneers' upcoming schedule, where next week they're over in Bloomington to take on Bloomington Kennedy.
Yeah, if you look at the schedule, I mean, North St. Paul was a very good team last year. Hastings was right in the middle of the pack, just like Tartan. But I think if you're Hill Murray, I expect them to beat most of these teams. They might get upset a couple times, but this is a dominant Hill Murray team, and I expect them to stay that way.
Yeah, you talk about the dominance. Last year, Hill Murray in the 4AA bracket was able to make it all the way to the section finals, where they fell short to the Academy of Holy Angels.
Yeah, Hill Murray just had a heck of a year last year. I mean, making it all the way to the 4AA section bracket championship. Holy Angels usually has a good team every year. As you see, they were the #1 seed last year. I'm not really too sure how far they went, but you know, that had to be a heartbreaker for Hill Murray. They expected to win the championship last year.
And we take a look at the Zephyrs' upcoming schedule after tonight. Playing host to the Pioneers, they'll head on to the road where they'll take on Forest Lake here next week.
Yeah, so Monavie has a great team as well. They look like they have a beatable schedule. Hastings, they went down to the wire too last year as we called that game in overtime. As I said, Tartan, White Bear Lake, all these teams are beatable, and I expect Kendra Hanson to carry this team to a pretty far section tournament bid.
And last year in the 4 AAA bracket, the Zephyrs fell to the #1 ranked North St. Paul Polars, who eventually went on to the section finals where they ended up losing to the Raiders from Roseville.
Yeah, as I was talking about, you know, the Stillwater team was pretty good last year. Beating Mahtomedi, but this is an outstanding pregame they got going on here, Jeb.
Yeah, as we get set here for the opening tip, as they're bringing in the star players, and Monavie with this very impressive gym, fully renovated just a couple of years ago. They've got state-of-the-art scoreboard and a pregame unlike any other in high school athletics.
Yeah, throwing out some bubble gum, getting the crowd going. Almost just got hit with a piece.
We'll take a look at our upcoming broadcasts here at SCC Sports. You see, next week we've got boys soccer where Tartan and St. Thomas will collide.
Yeah, the thing I'm looking forward to most is that Mahtomedi versus St. Thomas game. We talked about it last night on Sports Path. Mahtomedi losing a slew of seniors last year, so in order to compete, St. Thomas is usually right in the middle of the pack. So if they beat St. Thomas, that shows that they belong in the upper part of their division.
Got some other volleyball broadcasts, and the rest of the month of September will be filled up with girls and boys soccer. It should be a good one at that. And you talked about Sports Path, John. You can catch us every other Wednesday, you and the host, Sam Erickson. And let you go ahead and explain a little bit more about Sports Path.
Yeah, Sports Path. We just did one last night, so the next Sports Path is on the 20th of September. That'll be live. It's always live at 7 p.m. Every other Wednesday. We cover highlights. Just to throw out our social media montage plug, tweet at me at JohnSECTV or at SECTV Sports so we can see all the juicy good things that are going on with your Fab 4 teams. We don't always just cover football, volleyball, soccer. We like to hear what's going on in the youth sports, what's going on in middle school. So if you guys can just let us know what's happening, we'll plug you guys in there.
Absolutely, a great way to stay connected with all of the fine schools that SCC covers. We're about to get underway here as the lights kick back on, and we want to remind folks about our social media platforms and the multiple different ones there.
Yeah, remember to always, as I was talking about, we're on Facebook.com/SCCTV, and if you want to catch Sports Path and all the previous games, go to YouTube.com/SCCTV. The games usually be uploaded by the next day. There are always great recaps on there as well.
We are about to get underway as the Zephyrs will serve first. Lawrence Hall is back, and it is underway. Pioneers will set far side, and a big kill, and unable to handle it. And the Pioneers strike first on a nice kill by Claire Westby.
Yeah, Claire Westby, she just absolutely had the ball right in her breadbasket, and she just spikes it down on home.
Westby back to serve now for the Pioneers. It's sent up. Dig nicely, but that one's going to get out of bounds. And so right away, the Pioneers come out. And they lead it 2-0 thus far.
Yeah, Megan Cast with a nice effort right there. Unfortunately, she couldn't get the ball to stay in play.
Westby again, Cast unable to handle that one. As the Pioneers kind of taking off where they left off, John. We talked about a couple of the tournaments that they have played, a number of games more than the Zephyrs, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. As Cass sets it up here, now a back set, hammered down, it's tipped at the net, and now the Pioneers set. Sent across, it's dug nicely there. Able to play it over the line, and that one is going to make its way out. And again, the Pioneers now on a nice little run. They lead it 4-0.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that Mahtomedi's played more games. They don't look rough to start the game at all. They look like they've been playing for a long time.
Set up front is going to make its way over. Cast is able to play it up. The set and slammed down. Nicely played by the Pioneers. Now back, Cast with a diving play to hold it up. And it's held nicely there. It's sent over by Watkins. Pioneers able to far set, tip. Recovered nicely by the Zephyrs, and now a back set. Hall sends it over. Pioneers again, tipped at the line and able to get it to drop again is Westby for the Pioneers. The Zephyrs unable here to catch a break. They trail now 5-0.
Yeah, Westby all over the court. Not only is she serving, but she's also in the middle of the court as well. She just hustles up to the net right after she serves.
That time a nice kill there, but unable to get past a tough Pioneer defense. And now finally, the Zephyrs break in with their first point of the board. It's 5-1, and back to serve is Josie Watkins for the Zephyrs.
Yeah, nice hustle by Westby to get that one, but that's exactly what Mahtomedi needed. They need to definitely answer back right here on a 5-1.
Sent all the way back, a good serve at that. The Pioneers have to scramble a bit. They're able to do so. Cast, Hall the set, and tipped nicely there by Hanson, but the Pioneers able to recover. Cast up front, again Hall the set. This time it's sent back corner by Hanson, and that one's good for a Zephyr point. They now trail 5-2.
Yeah, Hanson with their first kill of the night. She's not looking to spike the ball with some authority. She looks like the defense knows it's coming, so she's giving it a little more gentle touch.
Watkins again back to serve for the Zephyrs. Sends a good one. Able to play it up front. It's just tipped into the middle, and they found the soft part of the defense. That was Heinrich for the Pioneers.
Yeah, nice kill there by Heinrich, just in the right place at the right time, puts it where the defense wasn't.
You take a look, John, the Pioneers have some clever footwear. They all have kind of that black and white comboed shoe. As the Pioneers back to serve now. Send it up, a very tough serve. A booming serve by Morgan Linneman. And Zephyrs unable to handle it.
Yeah, Linneman just throwing that ball down with some authority on that serve.
Just barely clipped the top of the net. Let's see if she can do it again. And again, a good one. Cass plays it up. Hall sends it over, and all the way back is Hanson. Now the Pioneers on the other side, and a good block at the tape. Pioneers send it over. Cast up front. Hall again, the set for Hanson. Slams it far side. A nice dig by the Pioneers. Now Hall sends it back corner. Pioneers there to play it. Back set. And a nice kill there. And the Monavie Zephyrs are able to get a couple of hands on it and pick up the big point.
Yeah, it looks like that was the sophomore, Peyton Morrell, just getting her big body. She's 6 feet tall, throwing those arms up, stuffing the ball down on the other side.
7-3 now, the Pioneers lead it. As Bonin is back to serve for the Zephyrs. Sent over, played up to the center, and now just tipped across. And a little bit of miscommunication by the Zephyrs as that one drops in.
They would have liked to see the Zephyrs right there. They knew they miscommunicated, and everybody just laughed it off when they got together. That's what you like to see. They're not letting it get them down.
First game here, Pioneers lead it 8-3. Quick stoppage in play as now back for the Pioneers is Victor to serve. And Lilani Victor sends it up. It's tipped by Hall for Hanson. The spike is tipped at the tape. Played over nicely. Now the Zephyrs again try to go cross side, and Hanson is able to outduel Gartner at the tape. And it's good for a Mahtomedi Zephyr point.
Yeah, Hanson showing you why she's one of the best in the conference, maybe the state. Just using that big body, throwing those hands up there, blocking the ball down.
Now Hart will serve for the Zephyrs, and it's a good one. Sent up front, tip far side, hammered down by the Pioneers. It's recovered nicely as now Hanson tips. Just, it appeared to be out of play, and the Pioneers pick up the point. Good idea, just missed the touch.
Yeah, I like what Hanson's doing. Everybody's expecting her because she's got a strong, spike. And she's just laying it over gently. Unfortunately, that one didn't go.
Hall now sets. Zephyrs have to settle for just a tap over. And again, this one now found kind of the same play. This time the Pioneers touch just a bit outside. It's a Zephyrs point. They trail 9-5, and now Kendra Hanson back to serve.
Yeah, same exact play. Didn't go the same way for Hill Murray as well.
Now just tapped over to the middle. Hall sets, and up front, and unable to get over the net was Watkins. And so the Pioneers will go back again to serve. And Kirchner will serve for the Hill Murray Pioneers. Cast plays it up. Hall is there for a back set. Hanson sends it up to the tape, but not quite over, and the Pioneers again will pick up the point.
you can just kind of see that, you know, Monavie is still trying to figure out what their team is, and you could definitely see how much cohesion that the Hill Murray team has from playing so many games.
Hanson plays this one up to Hall. Hall sets for Watkins. She sends it far side, and that one's out of bounds. Again, another Pioneer point. And John, you touched on it. The Pioneers already 11 games played. This is their 12th game. They played in 2 different tournaments early in the preseason, and I think a lot of that is starting to show.
You said it exactly right, Jeb.
Well, the Pioneers bounce it around a bit, far side, and it's a good spike at that. And again, the player that we highlighted, Claire Westby, with another kill. Timeout called by the Zephyrs.
Yeah, Westby looking absolutely dominant on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, she doesn't have the size, but she definitely has the skills in order to score points for this Pioneer team.
Folks, we want to remind you to check out our other SCC shows, including Inside Healthcare. Jody Ritaka brings you this monthly show, providing tips and up-to-date information on healthcare issues. Many of the show topics often relate to women's health. The show airs every Wednesday and Thursday at 6:30 on the SCC Community Channel, Comcast Channel 19, or Channel 801 in high definition. That's Inside Healthcare right here on SCC TV.
And if you don't catch it live, you can find it on the YouTube channel the next day.
Yeah, you talked about it there for a minute ago there, John, about Claire Westby. Not the tallest thing out there, but certainly has impeccable technique and able to kind of put the ball where she'd like.
Yeah, they list Westby as 5'11", but that's only 2 inches shorter as Kendra Hansen. She looks much shorter out here on the court.
Back to serve. The Pioneers send it over. And a tough one to handle. They try to send it far, and it's just out of the reach as Cast unable to handle the initial serve. They tried to make do, but unfortunately fell a little short.
Yeah, Cass trying to put as much oomph as she could on that ball. Unfortunately didn't go over.
Now this one back in deep. That's going to go out of play, and so the Zephyrs will pick up the point. Now they trail 14-6. And now Cast is back to serve for the Zephyrs. And she sends one deep as well.
And Cass really put that 5'3" frame into that whole ball. I mean, that was a heck of a serve. Didn't know she had that much strength in her.
Right. Now Gartner back to serve for the Pioneers, their primary setter. We'll see who fills in as she serves. Sends it over. Cass plays it up front to Hall. Hall sets just out of the reach. Almost looked like a setup play as Morrell may have mistimed her jump. Nonetheless, it's another point for the Pioneers. They now lead by 10, their biggest lead today.
Yeah, Mahtomedi definitely needs to stop right here. 10's getting a little out of hand, but you know, we've seen bigger comebacks, Jeb.
Set far side again. Cass plays it up. Hall the set. It's for Hanson. She sends it into the middle. And now Gartner to set for Westby. Far side. Hanson able to dig it momentarily, but Cass can't keep it alive, and the ball drops short. And it's another Pioneer point.
Wow, this Claire Westby, she is absolutely a gamer, Jeb. I mean, she's already got 4 kills on the day. That's half of her average on the year.
Back to serve again is Gartner. Sent over. Cass plays it up. Out of the reach for Hall, but able to scramble. A nice job there improvising, but Watkins unable to get it up and over. And the Pioneers now out to an 18-6 lead here in this first match.
If you're Monavie, you're just looking to build positives going into the next set.
Cast again sets it up. Hall the tip. Watkins slams it home. No touch on the play. It's another Pioneer point as it sailed a little bit deep.
Yeah, Watkins really needed to get that one in there. Mahtomedi needed to answer back. Unfortunately, we've seen a lot of balls just like that. They look a lot rustier, and that's where it comes to how many games Hill Murray's played. But, you know, they have a heck of a team.
Cast up, Hall the set again for Watkins. This time tipped into the middle. Pioneers able to play. Far set for Westby, and again, she slams it home. It's another kill for Claire Westby.
Yeah, Westby now with 5 kills. I mean, she absolutely looks like she knows what she wants to do when she's got the setup to spike the ball. She wants to know if she's going to hit it hard, hit it soft, but she's got a killer spike.
And now Gartner sends it over. Played up front. Hall the set for Watkins. Watkins with a good spot. and able to get that one to drop. That was beautifully placed that time by Josie Watkins.
Yeah, Watkins finally getting one to bounce. I mean, the last 4 or 5 she has been able to get in. Finally, one goes Mahtomedi's way.
And now Lauren Hall back to serve. It's a good one at that. Westby able to get a handle on it, and a nice dig there by Gartner, but Pioneers unable to handle it. And it's a Monavie Zephyr point. They now trail 20-8 in this first match.
Yeah, beautiful serve by Hall.
Again sent over. Gartner the set. Far side, and the Zephyrs able to block it at the tape. This time Westby sends it up. Beautiful dig. Hanson able to send it over as two Zephyrs actually collided as play goes on. And this time, just a little bit of miscommunication between Watkins and Hanson, and the ball drops in between the two of them. Timeout is called. 21-8. The Pioneers lead it here late in the first match.
Yeah, Jeb, on that last play, I was reading Hanson's lips. She said mine, 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 and then she didn't go for it. So I think she thought she was too close to the other Mahtomedi Zephyr player.
Take a look at head coach Angela Hill there as she's trying to calm her team down. Again, John, we've started to beat a dead horse, but we talk about the experience that the Pioneers have early into this young season. Already 11 games, the Zephyrs only coming into their third game. You can see they sit atop of the Metro East standings, and the way they look thus far, I have a good feeling they're going to be up near the top of that most of the season.
No, I think you're exactly right, Jeb. As we talked about, I mean, Hill Murray went up to that 4AA section championship game, and they ended up losing to Holy Angels. It looks like they're returning a lot of players from last year, and it shows in their record and in the standings.
And like you said, their cohesionness, all of them seem to be on the same page. Even when, the elusive Hanson's able to throw a kill down, they've got someone digging it and someone there backing her up. So
yeah, exactly right, Jeb.
Interesting to see how they bounce back here. As now Westby back to serve. Cass plays it up near the front. It's tipped around at the tape and played with a carry by the Zephyrs.
Yeah, Mahtomedi, they just look really sloppy compared to Hill Murray. I don't know if that's because Hill Murray's played more games or Mahtomedi just, they're not gelling right now.
Quick stoppage in play here as Lauren Hall, one of the senior captains, just wanted to get clarification, I believe, on that last call. It was called as a carry, and from our vantage point, it looked like there was a bit of a carry there.
Yeah, it sure did, Jeb, and unfortunately, Mahtomedi just goes down another point.
Westby at the line, it hits the tape, able to be played up by the Zephyrs, is now just tapped over by Slipka. Gartner the set, soft touch, and it looks like the net may have been grabbed.
Yeah, I think that was by Peyton Morrell there, the big 6-foot sophomore, although she wasn't too happy with the call.
It's now 23-8 as Westby serves far side. Hanson plays it up, Hall the set. Slammed down nicely, and a beautiful kill there by Slipka. As the first kill for Slipka is a good one, and it comes at a good time.
Yeah, Slipka, the 5'9" senior, playing like she's about 4 or 5 inches bigger on that kill.
And now Watkins sends it over. It's played up to Gartner, the set, far side, and just tapped at the tape. Now back corner, a beautiful spot. Nicely placed by the Zephyrs as they pick up another point. They now trail 13. It's 23-10.
Yeah, some good touch there by Lauren Hall.
Watkins again sends it hard into the middle. It looks like it may have went a little deep. And that it did. It's a Pioneer point, a match point at that, 24-10.
Yeah, that's a 14-point lead. Hill Murray's about to end this game, or end this set right here.
And that will do it as it sneaks inside.
I'm not gonna say I called that one, Jeb, but I definitely called that one.
So the Pioneers pretty impressive here in the opening match as they come out. The 15-point victory, 25-10, as now both teams will.
Yeah, Mahtomedi needs to go into the locker room and really regroup, or go into the huddle here and regroup, because, I mean, they look like they don't even belong in the same court right now. That's how good Hill Murray looked. let's talk about Hill Murray. I mean, Claire Westby, she looked impressive, Jeb. She had 5 kills in that first set. Just having some great touch on the ball, some strong spikes. I was really impressed with the seniors' play.
Absolutely. Alina Gartner, the setter for the Pioneers, another senior, was all over the court as well, doing a nice job of setting up not only Westby, but a couple of the other Pioneers as they all kind of joined in nicely there for an impressive win in that first match.
Yeah, Lauren Heinrich's even got in on the action. I mean, this Hill Murray team is deep. I mean, Claire Westby isn't the whole team. They have a lot of players here. You know, a lot of seniors are starting, and they look really good, like they've been playing for a long time.
And we'll look on the other side at the Monavie roster here as they look to take the second match here as we're going to get underway in just a bit. You know, thus far, it doesn't, like we talked about, they're not quite on the same page. A couple of opportunities for Kendra Hanson to spike the ball, but not to what she's normally used to.
Yeah, if you weren't about to say that, I was, Jeb, because I mean, last year, I mean, that showed when we called the game against Hastings, when that Mahtomedi team started to go down and when they started to lose by a few points or the other team would go on a run, it was because Mahtomedi got away from giving the ball to Kendra Hanson and setting her up. I mean, how many times they set up Kendra Hanson on that last one? 3 or 4 times in the last set? That's not enough, and you got to imagine that the coach for Mahtomedi is telling them, get the ball to Hanson. This is the star.
Now let's take a look at the Pioneers' upcoming schedule. We talked about it. They're on the road for the next 2, heading to Bloomington and then down to Inver Grove Heights. Yeah,
North St. Paul, as we talked about, was the was the Metro East champ last year, going 8-0 in the Metro East. So that's the only game I really see Hill Murray having trouble with unless they're going to get upset. I mean, Hastings is a mediocre team, Tartan is a mediocre team, so is every other team. So, this Hill Murray team has a good chance of running the table.
And the Zephyrs, they come into it 1-1 thus far, where they were able to take out the Royals in Woodbury on their last game, and now upcoming they head up to Forest Lake and then take on the South St. Paul Packers, who in last year's Metro East standings were unable to find a victory.
Yeah, South St. Paul not having a good year last year. I mean, a lot of these teams are beatable for Mahtomedi if they can get things going. I mean, they still have a chance in this game, but they need to answer back. I mean, but as we talked about, South St. Paul should be good. If they do lose this game, a good momentum builder. Find out what you're doing wrong and find out what you're doing right against a really bad team.
Yeah, let's see how they respond here in the second match as we are about to get underway. The Pioneers will serve first, as back to serve for the Pioneers is Gartner. Sent over, it's played up to the middle. Hall the tip and slammed home, and a good start for the Zephyrs as Morel is able to get the Zephyrs out to an early lead.
Yeah, nice kill there by Morel. I mean, she had a few that didn't drop in the first set as well. And if these taller frontline players from Mahtomedi can get going, they can have a chance in this game.
So the Zephyrs will now serve. It's sent back. Westby plays it up front. Gartner the set back to Westby, and it's tipped at the line, and it's another kill for Claire Westby.
Jeb, you just can't stop Westby. I mean, she knows exactly what she wants to do with the ball right when it's in the air. She's not even thinking about it twice.
Now Westby will gain the serve, and the jump serve, a tough one to handle. It's handled nicely there as now Hansen's forced to just set it over. Now the set again, Gartner, and a nice hammer down. Again, the Pioneers, that one was Heinrich's this time with a nice kill for Hill Murray.
Yeah, Heinrich's, she's had some nice kills this game. I mean, it's not all Claire Westby, as we talked about. This is a strong Hill Murray team.
Westby again to serve with that tough jump serve. Hall sets, it's tapped over to the middle. A nice play by the Pioneers as they're able to get it over and just past the diving Lauren Hall, and it's another Pioneer point.
Wow, there's some great digs on the Hill Murray side in order to keep that one alive and eventually get in the point. Very impressive.
Westby again now, her third serve is sent up by the Zephyrs. And now tapped over nicely. A good dig again by the Pioneers. Far side set out of the reach. And that one's going to bounce just out of play. And it looks like the Zephyrs pick up the point. Questionable call by the officials. And the head coach for the Pioneers, Nicole Wilson, is not happy with the call.
Yeah, she had a great view of that. She might have a reason to be bad. Our camera guys aren't on that side of the court, so I don't know how great of a replay we'll have on that one.
Nonetheless, play goes on. The Pioneers lead at 3-2 as the Zephyrs serve is a good one. Gartner sets again, Heinrich's far side. And that one is out of play, and it's another Mahtomedi point as they tie it up at 3.
And Mahtomedi getting the lucky breaks. Heinrich had a wide open corner where she hit it. Unfortunately, she just hit it a little too hard.
Westby plays it up. Gartner to the far set again. Heinrich this time able to get her to go as she just over the hands of Slipka, who was there for the block. She hammered her way through.
Yeah, I like this Heinrich's, Jeb. I mean, she is second on the team in 62 kills behind Claire Westby's 94 on the year.
Pioneers with a good serve, and it's a tough one to handle for the Zephyrs.
From what I've seen tonight, Jeb, this Hill Murray team must practice serving all day because they put the ball exactly where they need to.
They certainly have thus far as they're back to serve again now. And this is Linneman. She sends one deep and out of play.
Of course, as I say, they must be really good at serves. You know, one goes way out, but you know that happens in volleyball.
Thus far tonight, they've been pretty impressive.
The Zephyrs are holding their own in this set, even without Kendra Hanson, but they just subbed her back in the game. Let's see if they can go on a run.
Back to serve now is Hart. As the Zephyrs getting some other players in. A set tapped around at the line, and fortunate bounce that time for Gartner as they're able to pick up the point.
Yeah, that was an awful setup there, and unfortunately, it went over the net, and I don't think Mahtomedi was expecting to. They were going up for a block, and the ball just happened to go over the net before it was spiked.
So now back to serve for the Pioneers is Lilani Victor. She sends it over. Played up front. Hall plays it far side. Hansen again forced to tap it to the corner. Gartner the set. Heinrichs again slams one home. The Zephyrs scramble to make a play. Hansen's able to tap it over. Again, far side. Heinrich again. Nice dig in the back by the Zephyrs. Hansen taps to the middle. Westby up front. Gartner the fake set, and a nice play by the Zephyrs to recover. Sent again, this time the jump set. Heinrich sends one home, and a beautiful dig by the Zephyrs. Hansen now answers back for the Zephyrs. It's a momentum brewing for Mahtomedi. There's a couple of nice digs, and finally a kill by Kendra Hanson.
Yeah, Hanson with only her second kill of the game. If they could get her going and average her 15 kills per game that she is averaging, this is going to be dangerous, Jeb. I mean, they could just get into this one.
Mahtomedi with the big point. It sends Hansen back to serve. Sent over. Westby able to play it up, but no Pioneer in sight, and it's another Mahtomedi point. They knot it up now, all tied at 6.
Yeah, Mahtomedi getting just what the doctor ordered for him, some more points.
Hansen again sends it up. Look to fool Westby and Kirchner a bit. And for the first time thus far through 2 sets, the Zephyrs have their first lead of the night.
Yeah, whatever the coach from Monavie said during that break is looking like it's showing.
Now Monavie just has to tap it over. Kershner plays it up. Gartner with a fake set. Nice diving dig there as Monavie is able to play it back. Gartner now sets right in front, and Mahtomedi able to respond. Hansen sends it back corner, and that time Victor unable to handle the backcourt hit. Mahtomedi jumps out to an 8-6 lead.
This Mahtomedi crowd has come to life, Jeb. This is even getting my blood pumping. This is fun.
An exciting second match. Mahtomedi trailed after the first as the Pioneers pick up a point there and slow the momentum a bit. Mahtomedi, I meant to say, lost the first match by 15 points, 25-10, but looked sharp here in the early goings of this second match.
Oh, let's talk about how good Gartner's fake set was in order to get it over the net. Absolutely beautiful.
That time a picture-perfect drop in by Mahtomedi. There's a nice little touch there. He's able to pick up the point and again increase the lead 2 points, 9-7, the Zephyrs lead it.
Yeah, nice play there by Josie Watkins.
Sent over into the middle now. Gartner sets. This time Westby, and a nice block at the tape. Westby again, and this time she finds the soft spot in the defense. A good job by the Zephyrs initially but unable to capitalize after the big block.
Yeah, nice job by Hill Murray keeping the ball alive, getting Westby 2 chances for a kill there. She's got 7 kills on the night, 1 less than her average on the year.
Back court that time, tough play for the Zephyrs as Sky Hart unable to come up with it. And now the Pioneers have tied it up at 9. And Kirchner will serve for the Pioneers. Sent in to the back corner, played up. Lauren Hall with the set. That one, I believe, tipped at the line. And it's a Mahtomedi Zephyr point, so a good kill there on the far side for the Zephyrs.
Hey, Jeb, one thing we haven't talked about is Kershner, the 5'3" freshman, is looking outstanding for Hill Murray. She's been all over the court. The Libre, she's been having some great digs, some great serves, impressive. The libero, I'm sorry.
Sent up, Westby again with a big kill and unable to handle it. Was the libero for the Zephyrs that time.
Yeah, I used a little bit of my Spanish class from last year.
No, you touched on it though, John. Kirchner has been impressive, both actually ever since Angela Hell had switched out her libero. Maddie Cass has taken a seat here in the second game, but who they've brought in has made a number of digs thus far, and it's really helped Monavie be in a position to be this tight halfway through this second match.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I don't know number 14's name, we don't have it on our roster, but she was the libero last year and she was outstanding as well. The player who must have beat her out for the libero this year must be pretty good.
And now again, it's set up for Hanson as she taps one to the back corner. It's played up, Gartner sets a back set. Slam down and Mahtomedi is able to handle it. Now far side, again a good dig by the Pioneers. Tapped at the line. Now again, Gartner far side, sends it over. Up at the line again, the set. Hanson has a tough one to handle, and that's gonna fall short for the Zephyrs as Mahtomedi now 12-10 leads it here halfway through this second match.
Yeah, it seemed like Mahtomedi had all the momentum earlier, but Hill Murray's done a heck of a job coming back.
Now Gartner will serve for the Pioneers. It's set right back as Gartner will set backside. Tipped at the line and no Zephyrs are there to handle it. It's a nice job by Kloss for the Pioneers to set it into the soft spot of the defense.
Yeah, Kloss is a player we haven't talked about. I mean, she's been playing volleyball for a few years on varsity, and 6-foot junior has looked impressive tonight as well.
Quick stoppage in play here as the Pioneers jump back to a 3-point lead, but certainly a different look than that first match. It seemed like the Pioneers came out firing, but now the Zephyrs have handled it nicely and made a game out of the second match.
Yeah, whatever Coach Angela Held, told her team at the half, it's working. I mean, they look like they belong now with Hill Murray, or look like they belong on the same court, because in that first set, they looked like they didn't belong with anybody.
Absolutely. It's 15-point deficit in that first game, 25-10. You don't see that too often with two good teams.
Yeah, unless Hill Murray goes on a 12-0 run, it's definitely going to be a lot closer here, second set. Let's hope Mahtomedi can come back in this one, make this a game, because volleyball is always a lot funner to watch when the game's closer.
13-10 now, the Pioneers lead it as we get back to action as Gartner will serve for the Pioneers. Sent over, it's played up to the front, bounced around a bit. They're gonna have to send one as Hanson does. And now Gartner able to set far side. Westby again. A couple of Zephyrs able to get a hand on it. Now sent the other way, and it's a good kill. Nice job by Watkins for the Zephyrs.
Yeah, Watkins looking like a totally different player the second set. She wasn't getting stuff to fall in the first one. Now she is. She's got a strong spike.
Watkins with the serve, a good one at that. Westby plays it up. Gartner now far side set, and a good one. Almost caught the Zephyrs off guard. Hanson forced to play it over. Westby to Gartner, back to Westby, hammered down and past all the Zephyrs. It's another kill for Claire Westby.
Yeah, Westby now 0.5 away from her season average. She's so good tonight, Jeb.
14-11, the Pioneers lead it as Claire Westby back to serve. Let's see if the Zephyrs can answer. Watkins plays it up to Hall. The set tipped at the line. And that one's going to fall out of play. It'll be another Pioneer point.
Yeah, Westby with another good serve. I mean, Mahtomedi was right there for the block on that one. Unfortunately, just didn't bounce their way. I mean, they've been, seems like Hail Murray has been getting a lot of bounces going their way as well.
Westby again, set at the line by Hall. This time Hanson. No questions asked, and again, the head coach, Nicole Wilson, upset with the call. She
Kendra
felt
Hanson.
like that one was out of play.
It looked pretty close, Jeb, but Kendra Hanson showing no regard for human life on that one. That was a spike.
Hanson, I think, a little frustrated that she hasn't had an opportunity to bring that hammer down more thus far tonight, as Heinrich again takes off where she left off, and she slams it home into the back. The Pioneers now 16-12. They lead it.
Yeah, Heinrich just continues to impress tonight.
Sent all the way back, played up. Tough set there for Hall as it's sent over, and that one falls out of play. And Pioneers now 17-12. Back to serve is Linneman.
Yeah, Hail Murray starting to create some distance in the score.
Linneman sends it over. Back hit by the libero. Now right in front of us again, Heinrichs. Libero's able to play it up front. Linneman to Gartner, far side. Played nicely there by Hall. Now Hanson sends it to the back corner. Pioneers able to recover. Heinrichs again. Soft spot of the defense, and again Heinrichs able to fool the Zephyrs defense and send it right over the two blockers.
Yeah, if it's not Westby, it's Heinrichs. I mean, these two look outstanding. They're tough to stop.
Linneman again sends it all the way back. Too hot to handle for Watkins as that one gets past her, and it's now a 19-12 lead as timeout is called by the Monavie Zephyrs and head coach Angela Hill.
Yeah, Jeb, you could see Watkins' face on that serve. She knew right when it was hit at her she was not going to be able to get that one. It looked like, you know, a dog or a deer stuck in the headlights.
And sometimes when they come in that hot and that high, it catches them a little off guard and unable to get the proper technique.
Yeah, this Hail Murray team just looks so impressive with all their serves. I mean, they're right where the defense is, and it makes it really difficult for Mahtomedi to even create a nice dig in order to set up the play for Kendra Hansen to spike it down. And I think that's a big reason why that she isn't really having so great of a game. Folks, we want to remind you to check out our other SCC shows, including Your Business Matters. Every month, Tom Snell and White Bear Lake Chamber of Commerce bringing a guest who is either a White Bear Business Lake owner or has some connection to the White Bear business community. This 20-minute show provides good insight into what issues are affecting many local business owners. Your Business Matters airs every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Friday at 9:30 p.m. on the SCC Community Channel.
As we get back after it here again. This time, Linneman's serve goes a little bit deep. And so the Zephyrs pick up a much-needed point. We'll see what they can do as they gain the serve.
They got to stop talking about how good Hail Murray's serve is, because every time I say it, they hit it out.
Sky Hart now back to serve for the Zephyrs as they trail 19-13. Sent up, Gartner the set. It's a back set. Tipped at the line, and Hanson was able to get a hand on it. Now Heinrichs again fires one, and this time just off on the jump, and that one went deep. It's the Mahtomedi point.
Yeah, the Zephyrs only down by 5 now. They need to get this going. They need to get some momentum, build off that point.
Hart again sends it over. Westby plays it up. Gartner far set for Heinrichs. Again finds that soft spot of the defense, and Madhumita just doesn't have an answer for that little tip play.
Yeah, Heinrichs knows exactly what she's doing the ball, just like Westby. I mean, this is a very skilled Hail Murray team. I mean, just from watching them right now, I mean, this team's going to go far.
Now Liliana Victor back to serve for the Pioneers as she sends one up, catches the tape, but the Zephyrs are able to play it. Westby up to Gartner, again Heinrichs, this time taps it to the same spot, and again it's a Pioneer point.
Yeah, Heinrichs with 6 kills now in the game. I mean, that's well above her season average, and she looks outstanding tonight.
Mahtomedi has got to find an answer. They have 2 blockers come up to block her, which is great because we've seen her ability to kill, but they got to have one of the backside people slide into that middle gap.
Yeah, it looks like the middle gap is always open. Exactly right, Jeb, and that's been going on all game.
This time there's contact at the net, and it ends up becoming a Pioneer point. They now lead at 22-14 here late in the second match. Hill Murray took the first one 25-10.
This Monavie team's getting very frustrated.
This time Hall with a back set. It's sent far side. Victor plays it up just out of the reach for Gartner. It's tapped around. Played over the net. And now a tough break for the Zephyrs. A little bit of a botched play there. And what I thought was 3 hits on the Pioneer side ended up being multiple hits by the same player on the Zephyr side, and it ends in a Pioneer point.
Yeah, I saw the same thing as you, Jeb. I thought it was too many hits by Hill Murray at first.
And just like that, now we come down a match point for the Pioneers as they lead it. Again, a 10-point deficit, 24-14, as Victor's back to serve. And this one will catch the net, and it's new life for the Zephyrs.
Yeah, I think Victor, you know, on that serve, she got a little too excited, short-armed her just a little bit.
Back to serve now for the Zephyrs is Hanson. Let's see if Hanson can get her team going. Gartner the set, tapped again. This time Hall is there. Bounced around, it's sent to the back corner. Played up, far set. Heinrich sends it again into the middle. And now Hall sets for a spike up front. It's played easily by the Pioneers. Heinrichs again slams one home. This could do it. And that'll do it. The Pioneers with a nice spike at the line, and they pick up match 2 with a final just 5 points more. 25-15 the final after match 2.
Yeah, you know, Monavie played a little bit better in that second set. Unfortunately, you know, they looked real frustrated there towards the end. I mean, I get it, you're down by 10. I'm just gonna flat out say it, Jeff. I mean, Hill Murray looks like a really good team. I mean, they look a lot better than Mahtomedi does. But a lot of Mahtomedi has a lot of seniors on the team, but they have a few sophomores sprinkled in. They're not getting the ball to Kendra Hanson. I really don't know what they can do in order to answer back.
We'll take a look at some of the highlights from that second match. Is early on, it was relatively close. They tied it up, a couple of lead changes. But after that, again, it was all Westby and Heinrichs and the Pioneers. Yeah,
Westby and Heinrichs, you know, they looked absolutely dominant. Mahtomedi had no answer back. You've seen the highlights. I mean, we're seeing Mahtomedi scoring, but a lot of this was Heinrichs and Westby. You see Heinrichs right there just dropping it in where the defense wasn't, you know what I mean? I mean, that one went a little far over. I really like when I see Westby and Heinrichs, and unless Mahtomedi can find an answer to stop these two, I don't know what's going to happen.
And take a look at what eventually would be match point. It's just too hot to handle for the libero of Mahtomedi. A good crowd here tonight.
They're just going nuts over there, you know.
Just wishing they had a little something to cheer for. And we said we got her going there early on.
A great camera work as always by our crew.
Absolutely. Let's see what the Zephyrs have to answer in upcoming match 3. We'll see if they have put something together. And folks, we want to remind you about all our different social media platforms.
Yeah, you know, just Facebook.com, Twitter.com, Instagram, or YouTube/SCCTV. Remember, you can always watch all the recaps and highlights. You see there's a fan. She's probably liking us on Twitter right now, you know. Good stuff. And remember to always tweet at us. You know, she probably is too. Remember, just tweet at us, you know, so we can get some social media montage. That's our new favorite segment. We didn't have much to start the year last year as the season just started, but we're always interested in other sports such as, you know, wrestling and a bunch of other different sports. So, see, she's still liking us. She's just scrolling up and down her page.
Absolutely. A good way to stay connected with all of our latest with all of the Fab Four that SCC covers throughout the community.
Yeah, we've been very blessed to have been able to call a lot of good games for these Fab Fours. I mean, these schools are all really good at various sports, so it's really fun to watch. And I hope you guys have as much fun watching it on SCC TV as we do calling them.
As we gets set here now for match number 3. Hill Murray leads it 2-0 and final score is 25-10 in game 1, 25-15 in our last match. And we'll see if Kendra Hanson has an opportunity to get some looks up at the line. It seems like a lot of times when Westby for the Pioneers was spiking, Hanson was in the backcourt. You would think head coach Angela Hill maybe taking a note of that. It'd be nice to get your star player up there to get some hands on those spikes.
Yeah, I'm really not sure why she isn't up towards the net at all times. I mean, she's so big and she's so good. I mean, you got to get her up there in order to, create some opportunities for her on defense and on offense.
Lauren Hall, the senior, back to serve for the Zephyrs as match number 3 is underway. And this time, again, the Zephyrs start with a nice start as Peyton Morrell right at the line is able to hammer a miscue by the Pioneers, and they lead it 1-0.
Yeah, Morrell with a nice kill right there.
Now sent over as Gartner back set, slammed home, and Hall unable to handle it. A good spike there by Klaas, and then knots us all up at 1.
Yeah, this Hill Murray team, I mean, they have a lot of tall girls who can get up close to the net. I think that's the difference you see between the teams.
Played up front by Watkins, and this time unable to handle it was Morrell as she tried to change the angle slightly, but just caught the top of the tape.
Morrell, just the sophomore, I think that's going to come with time to know what she needs to do with the defense up in her face. Just put a little more touch on it, get it over them.
Barrow able to play it up, and now Hanson is forced to just send it over. Gartner sets. Good job by the Zephyrs to get a block on it. And now Hall sets right in front, and Watkins with a good spike. The 2 Pioneer players were there, able to pick up the big block.
Yeah, nice job by the Pioneers, but I don't know, Hanson's just sitting in the middle of her side of the court, and she's not really creating opportunities for herself or just their style of defense and offenses, and I don't know why they aren't playing her close to the net, Jeb.
Heinrich again slams one home. A nice dig there as far side Watkins. And that time able to get it to drop. It's a good spot as Josie Watkins picks up a point for the Zephyrs.
Yeah, Watkins, she's had some troubles getting some balls to stay in. She's got her 3rd kill of the night.
And now we see Hanson up near the front line as Watkins takes a quick breather. And in back to serve is Bonin for the Zephyrs. Kirchner plays it up to Gartner, and Heinrich again able to get a good slam on it. Played up front again, Hanson forced to just tap it over. Gartner with a back set. Hanson able to get a hand on it with a big block there. This time Heinrich's back corner. And it ends up being a Mahtomedi point. I think the net grab on accident by Slipka.
Yeah, showing you what you can do when you got Hanson up at the net. She gets a block. I'm still just trying to figure out why she's just chilling in the backside of her court. It doesn't make sense, Jim. But then again, I'm not a volleyball coach.
Linneman's serve comes up a little bit short. 4-3 now, the Pioneers lead it as the Zephyrs regain the serve. And back to serve for Mahtomedi. Back in the game now is Maddie Cast. Cast this time just in as right away the Pioneers again pick up the big point.
Yeah, nice spike there once again by this Hill Murray team.
And Cass came in to serve. And now, just like that, in and right back out. Back to serve is Victor for the Pioneers. It's sent over, played up front. Hall the set. Hanson plays a backhand, and it's a good one at that. Able to improvise a bit and pick up the point for Mahtomedi.
Yeah, we're in the 3rd set now, and Hanson only has 5 kills, 10 below her average per game. I mean, they got to keep creating, spots for her to score.
This time it's played up front. Tapped around, and Hanson caught a little bit flat-footed there as the Pioneers able to pick up the point. Looked like it just fooled her momentarily, and by the time she tried to recover, the ball had already hit the hardwood.
Yeah, we've seen Hill Murray do a lot of that tonight. They're able to read the defense real well.
Hansen this time sends one all the way back. Gartner the set right up front. Nicely played by the Zephyrs. Far side for Hansen, and this time she tips one just over the defense. Sent over. Now Monavie again. Hall, the back set. Slammed at the line, and a good one at that. They pick up the point. The Zephyrs now trail 6-5. And they pick up the serve as Kendra Hanson will go back to serve.
Yeah, Kendra Hansen's usually a pretty good server. I think that means Mahtomedi is getting desperate here. She's not normally, she hasn't served much this game.
Sent up, now Gartner the tap, the set, and it's blocked at the line. A good job by the Zephyrs as they pick up another point. They tie it up at 6.
This is similar to what we saw in the last set. You know, it was tied up. Mahtomedi was getting some momentum going here early, and let's see if they can sustain it this time and win a set here.
Hansen sends it over. Heinrich plays it up. Gartner the set, far side for Westby. Nice job by Hansen to tip there. Now Hansen again plays it, sent far side by the Zephyrs. Gartner the set for Westby. Hammered again, and this time Hansen unable to dig. The tough kill by Claire Westby.
Yeah, Westby with her 9th or 10th kill. I mean, she just continues to look outstanding. And, you know, she just plays so close to the net. I mean, she'll serve and then run up to the net and get ready to spike the ball. I mean, that's what Kendra Hansen should be doing.
Nice recover there by Watkins on the Kirchner serve. And this time, Gartner with an impressive drop. And again, the Zephyrs able to keep it alive. Westby slams one home. And that one finds the inside of the line. And the Pioneer offense has just been tough to handle as Monavie threw everything they had at them there, and again, they just kept firing.
Yeah, Claire Westby is just absolutely phenomenal volleyball player. She can do it all.
Again, soft serves as Watkins plays it. Hall tips backside, and this time out of the reach of Victor. And Mahtomedi picks up the point. They trail now 8-7, halfway through match number 3.
Yeah, Mahtomedi, it looked like, you know, Hill Murray is building some momentum there. Good job by Mahtomedi to get the ball back in order to serve.
Serve is up and back. A good one at that as Heinrich is forced to play it to the middle. Pioneers able to get it over. Now Hall the set, tipped on the far side. And Kirchner tried to dive for it. It's a Mahtomedi point nonetheless, and we are all tied up now at 8.
This Mahtomedi crowd's trying to get their team pumped up.
Sent all the way down. Now Gartner with the far side set for Westby. And a huge block by Lauren Hall up at the line. And the Zephyrs, for the first time in match number 3, other than the opening point, pick up their lead.
Yeah, they finally stopped Westby. What is that, the first and about 35th try or so? I mean, it's about time. In order to win this game or win a set, that's exactly what they're gonna have to keep doing.
Another good serve. Gartner the set. It's tipped into the middle. Played all the way around. Watkins sends one up. Kirchner able to play it up for Gartner. Now Westby again. Hansen able to play it. Tapped around at the line and now slammed down on a nice dig by the libero. Held around nicely and now tipped at the line and just mistimed her jump slightly. Was Morel. Nice job by both sides. It's a good volley back and forth.
Yeah, this has been some good volleyball to watch, but both these liberos with some great digs on that last play.
All tied at 9 as Gartner heads back to serve for the Pioneers. It's sent over. Watkins plays it up to Hall. Again, back to Watkins. Slams her home. Pioneers able to handle it as Kershner sends it over. Now tipped at the line and just a tough pass there by Sky Hart. Just out of the reach of Lauren Hall, and it ends up in a Pioneer point.
Yeah, Westby with her 11th kill. I mean, she knew the exact touch to put that ball down in order to get the score.
Gartner again sends it up. Watkins plays it up to Hall. And now Morel sends it down. Hansen plays it up. Hall the set. This time for Watkins. It's tipped at the line, and it's a Mahtomedi Zephyr point. This time 10-10, we're all tied up. As back into the game is Shauna Slipka for the Zephyrs. Lauren Hall back to serve. Sent over, Westby plays it up. Gartner now far side. It's played over by the Pioneers. Hall the set right up in front. Caught him off guard, and an impressive play by Klaas.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful touch by Klaus. I don't know if she did that. I think that was just hit her hand the right way. I mean, it looked like she was just trying to get that over the net. Nonetheless, great play, gets the point.
Westby to serve now for the Pioneers. Libero plays it up. Hall touches, and again, missed time in the jump was Morrell.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of missed time jumps here tonight, Jeb, and we've also seen a lot of volleys that haven't gone up the way Mahtomedi has liked them to. And I mean, that just shows how many less games they play. They don't look as smooth as Hill Murray does.
Hall now far set. This time slammed down nicely. Slipka with a big kill and able to get the serve and the point back for the Zephyrs.
Yeah, Mahtomedi getting a nice stop. I mean, Hill Murray looked like they were about to go on a run right there, and now they get the point and the serve, now only down by 1.
Bonin back to serve for the Zephyrs as they trail 12-11. Match number 3. Gartner the set, a back set. Tipped at the line. Held up nicely. Kirchner now the set far side for all the way far side. Hansen tries to respond.
Unfortunately, Hansen, I think, hit the net on that one. That's a point for Hill Murray. The fans aren't going to like that one, but the net's still shaking.
Tough break there for the Zephyrs now as they go down 2. As Linneman's back to serve for the Pioneers, and she sends this one deep. Maybe a little too much adrenaline pumping on that one.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd's going nuts, and now Mahtomedi gets the point. I mean, they keep hanging in here on this set, and they're about to tie this one up here, Jeb.
See if they can as Maddie Cass comes back in to serve. The 5'3" senior sends it up right off the top of the tape.
Oh man, she was put in the game for one job. She couldn't get it done. I mean, you gotta know she feels bad. Nonetheless, good job by Mahtomedi just trying to hang in here. So we got some substitutions going on here, Jeb.
And that we do as the Pioneers now 14-12 as Delaney Victor back to serve. Sends it over. It's played up. Slipka now back set. Hit by the libero all the way over to Victor. Tapped around and now sent far side. Hall's able to handle it. Now Hall able to get the top of the tape and get the roll. Slammed over by Heinrich, and this time she finds the inside of the line. And again, Lauren Heinrichs, the 5'8" junior, has been a big key to this Pioneer success.
Yeah, her and Westby, like I continue to say, they know exactly where they want to put the ball when they're in midair.
15-12, the Pioneers lead it. Victor to serve. Sent over, tough one to handle there as slightly out of the reach for Michelle Bonin. She did what she could with it, but nonetheless it's 16-12, a 4-point lead for the Pioneers.
Yeah, biggest lead of the set. This is getting dangerous here, Jeb.
Bonin able to play it up. Slipka far side. Hansen's forced to just send it over. Westby up to Gartner. Set for Heinrich, and she sends this one deep and out of play. Zephyrs will pick up the point as they trail 3, looking to steal this match number 3.
Monavie players are getting pumped up. They looked a little dead after losing that last one, but now they got it back. Ready to go.
Sky Hart sends it over. Too hot to handle for the Pioneers. And it's a big point for the Zephyrs.
Well, this team is absolutely pumped up over here, Jeb. Sky Hart just going nuts, and let's see if she can continue to use that adrenaline for some hard serves.
Hart to serve for the Zephyrs. Again, sends this one with a little too much adrenaline as it falls just out of play. It'll be a Pioneer point. And Heinrichs will go back to serve for the Pioneers. Sent over, it's played up. Hall able to set for Hansen. She sends it into the middle. Gartner now far side for Westby. Again, sends it to the middle. And a little too much to handle for Bonin. It's another kill for Claire Westby.
Jeb, was she good? Sorry, I'm so used to calling with Sam. Jeb, she's outstanding, isn't she?
She has been very impressive tonight. This time Heinrich sends a soft one. It's played nicely. Hall sets, tipped over beautifully by Hansen as she read the defense nicely there and was able to find the soft spot.
Yeah, they finally get the ball to Hanson, and she does her magic. You know, that's only her 6th kill of the night.
18-15, the Zephyrs trail. Hanson back to serve. Sent over, Heinrich plays it up to Gartner. Set for Westby. Hanson's able to hold. Now Hall sets. Watkins sends it over. Now Gartner for Westby, and again, Claire Westby, the star of the night thus far, and she continues to tally up the kills.
Yeah, 13 kills tonight. I mean, that's outstanding. She's got a strong serve. She can serve it short. I mean, she's got it all.
Watkins plays it up. Hall, the fake set. Victor able to recover. Gartner now to Westby again, and tally another one up as Westby finishes the play for the Pioneers. And that'll call for a timeout by head coach Angela Hell of the Zephyrs, as the game 1 and game 2, game 3 starting to slip away a bit from the Zephyrs.
Yeah, Claire Westby's games reminds me of Amanda Bynes' movie. She's all that. She's all that on the volleyball court. She looks outstanding tonight.
She has been impressive.
She's got 14 kills tonight. I mean, I might have missed one, but that's how many Kendra Hansen was averaging on the year. She was averaging 8.5 coming into this game in 12 games. So I think she knew she had to step up and shut down Kendra Hansen.
That she certainly did. And folks, we want to remind you about Sports Path, where you can tune in and catch all the highlights. Certainly we'll have some highlights of tonight's matchup and what Claire Westby and the rest of the Pioneers, along with the Zephyrs, have been able to do tonight.
Yeah, next Sports Fest, September 20th, we'll have some football games, some soccer games in there, and as well as this volleyball game. And as well as we picking our athletes of the week. That's always my favorite section. We had a couple soccer players on this one. Let's see if we get some football players to step up in the Fab Four and some volleyball players to step up. I mean, I'm always looking for some good players that don't go unnoticed. I mean, last night I picked the White Bear Lake goalie. I mean, she was outstanding, only averaging one goal allowed per game. She was phenomenal. Too bad Hill Murray isn't in the Fab Five anymore. They dropped out because Claire Westby would be the player of the week. I think she was a player of the week last year, actually.
Okay. Yeah, it's been impressive to say the least. We'll see if the Zephyrs can find a way to claw back into this, as they've been able to get to that 15-point mark now, 2 games in a row. Kirchner sends one over. Watkins plays it up for Hall, and it's slammed at the line, but the Pioneers were not fooled with the quick set.
Jeff, they're not even running plays to set up Kendra Hansen for a spike. I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe they're trying to see if they can find another player besides her, but it's just not working.
Kershner again sends it up. Played to the middle. Hall is forced to send it over. Heinrich's up front to Gartner. The back set this time. Bounced around, and a nice job by Hanson to get the ball back in play, as now Westby lines up again. This time Hanson plays it up. Watkins sends it over. Kirchner with a nice dig. And Westby's forced to just send it over. Hall, the back set. Slammed at the line, and that one bounced out of play. It's a Mahtomedi point.
Yeah, nice block there by Westby. Unfortunately, it didn't stay in. Mahtomedi gets the point. They're still alive.
21-16 now, they trail. Back to serve are the Zephyrs, and this one comes up just a little short.
The Zephyrs definitely needed that point now. Now they're down by 6. They had a chance to get it down to 4. This one's getting a little out of reach.
Gartner back to serve for the Pioneers. Sent over. Watkins plays it up. Hall with the set. Watkins sends one deep. Heinrich puts a hand on it. I think that one may have gone out of play, and so the Monavie gets away with one, as Heinrich ends up keeping the ball in play. It ends up being a Mahtomedi point. Now they trail 22-17.
Yeah, I feel like Hill Murray's got a lot of good bounces their way. Mahtomedi finally gets one to go their way.
Hall sends it over. Gartner the set far side for Westby, and again too much for anyone to handle as she slams home another kill.
Yeah, 15 kills now. It just, the number keeps going. I mean, it's a 2-point game until the end now, so I'd look for Mahtomedi or Hill Murray to pull this one out. Just, this is not looking good for Mahtomedi. I still don't get why their offense is a lot different than it was last year. Hanson was all over the court. They're not even setting anything up for her right now.
Yeah, Monavie now calls a timeout to try to reset, see if they can find a way to scratch some points back, if they can take this match 3 and force a match 4. But it'll be interesting to see. As we take a look at the Metro East standings, the Pioneers have been impressive tonight. They've also played more games than any other team in the conference, John.
Yeah, Hill Murray's about to go 3-0 in the conference. I mean, Mahtomedi is about to lose their first conference game. It's not how you like to start out, but Mahtomedi was in the middle of the pack, and Hill Murray was the #2 player in the conference last year.
Hall sets right up front and slammed home. A little bit of life for the Zephyrs as now they trail 23-18. And we'll see if they can keep this alive.
It looks like Michelle Bonin is coming in, the 5'1" senior. She's coming in just to serve.
Bonin sends one over as Gartner will now set right up front. 2 Zephyr players there for a big block. A huge point now, 23-19 as the fans start to get into it.
This crowd is going nuts over here, Jeb. I mean, this is fun.
Bonin again now as they trail 4. Sends it over, backside. Gartner again, the set. Heinrich's tipped at the line, and Bonin unable to get a hand on it.
Yeah, Heinrich gets her 9th kill of the game. You know, her and Westby have been that nice 1-2 punch. If Westby's back a little bit, there's no drop-off between her and Heinrich. Heinrich does just exactly what she needs to do and gets another point. We're now at match point here.
Linneman the serve. It's played Hall, far side for Hanson. She takes a little bit off it, and now the Pioneers on the other side bounced around a bit, held up now. That time Hanson able to get a slam down, tipped around at the line again as Hall far side for Hanson. Slammed, and this one just out of the reach of the libero, which worked out to the Mahtomedi favor.
Yeah, the libero's face right now, you know, she got lucky. She was about a hair from touching that ball.
And it drops out of play. It's a Mahtomedi Zephyr point. Maddie Cass, the 5'3" senior, comes in to serve for the Zephyrs. Cass sends one over. Gartner with the far set. Slam down, and a nice dig there by Hall on the far side. Gartner again. Heinrich sends one to the middle. Cast is there to play it. Hall for Hanson. Hanson slams one, and that one drops out of play. And just like that, the Zephyrs trailed by only 3. Match point for the Pioneers as Maddie Cass again to serve. Sent up front. Gartner sets, tipped at the line. Mahtomedi now cuts it to 1 point. And the timeout is called by head coach Nicole Wilson of the Pioneers.
Yeah, great job. I mean, I was wondering, where's this intensity been when Mahtomedi, you know, the whole game, you know, in every set. This is what they needed the whole game. You know, I don't know why they don't play as intense every single set. I mean, it just blows my mind that all of a sudden they're down, it's a game point, and all of a sudden they got this huge burst of energy getting ready to go.
And I wonder if Kendra Hansen's strong side for hitting is on this left side, because it seems like they've really started to set her up a lot more than they do when she's on the far side. But like you touched on, she's been in the backcourt a heck of a lot more than you would think.
Yeah, it's just really surprising. I mean, she's the tallest player on the court. You think she would play a lot more closer than that. Play a game similar to how Hill Murray plays with Westby. They play her close to the net, and even if she starts in the back, she ends up getting towards the front after the volleys.
We'll see if the Zephyrs can keep her going as Heinrich now sends one back. Held alive is now Hanson. Tipped at the line, it drops in for a point. So the Zephyrs down only 1 as the crowd is going crazy, trying to coach their Zephyrs to a match 3 victory. Again, Maddie Cass sends one over. All the way up, Gartner the set, far side for Heinrichs. Up front, nice dig there. Hanson again, slams it home. Not enough as the Pioneers are there for the block. And as they say, game, set, match.
Just a little bit too little too late there, Jeb. And I think you were right about Hanson being on the near side of the court here, being her strong side. Because they're starting to feed her, but I still don't know why they weren't playing her similar to Westby. I mean, we saw Westby, she would be serving, and then right after she served the ball, she would be at the net. And she's not even a taller player. That's how Monavie needs to use Hansen. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me why she's kind of playing back.
Take a look there at our player of the game here tonight for SEC Sports, Claire Westby, the senior, finishing out with.
She had 15 kills there, and we're about to get you a show of match point here. You know, Mahtomedi, they get Hansen right where they need, and unfortunately they had two huge blockers there ready to get the ball, and they hit it right where, you know, Mahtomedi wasn't, and that's the end of the game. They targeted that middle of the court the whole game, Jeb, and it worked.
Pioneers definitely showed their experience at now go to 10-2, 3-0 in the conference. The Monavie Zephyrs fall tonight. They're swept 3 games to none. They fall to 1-2, and they look to regain when they go to Forest Lake next week. So from all of us here at SEC Sports, from John Miller, I'm Jeb Brandt. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.